Alright, what's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, Corey, from Corey's Cave Chatter, with my boy, James. We're out here chilling. There he is. We out here chilling, you know. Might hit y'all with a podcast real quick and see what's up, you know. It's 2020. Lag out.
It is 2020.
It really is. Let me adjust this. So, we're going right now. If you want to speak about whatever, go ahead.
Well, I think it's interesting the Bernie Sanders thing. I think they really seem to have taken him down a few notches.
We were talking about that outside.
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate about that? Because I already know what's going on.
Yeah.
They do not, when I say they, I mean the left, they do not want this guy to win.
Yeah.
No matter how many leftists, no matter how many decent people, no matter how many hardworking people want this guy to win, they're going against him.
Yeah.
So it's basically...
Yeah,
go ahead, man.
There's a lot to say about that because if you look back into Bernie's past and you read articles and stuff from when he was mayor of that city in Vermont, he acted like a business Democrat. He acted like someone who was pro free market. He defended, I can't remember the weapons contractor in town there. There was an effort to unionize, and he stood arm in arm with the owner of the plant. And you know, there's a lot of criticism from about that so that he seems to be a guy who made a lot of money using socialist rhetoric. But
right, so I'm coming back. I just gotta
but when
I gotta get the sound right. But
when he got into power, he would tend to act like a business Democrat, which is a phrase that I picked up from Styx Hexenhammer 666.
cheers, everybody.
Yeah, what are you drinking there?
Oh, Mother Earth's piss, aka water. So let's get this straight. You are anti-Bernie.
I'm not a Bernie fan, but I'm not a Democrat either.
Okay, that's true.
But I think that there's, I like the populist side of Bernie.
I mean, he's passionate.
For the work
you gotta love the passion.
Yeah.
You gotta love the passion a little bit, you know.
He also managed to 4 years ago. He managed to crack into the millionaire. Running a losing presidential campaign is one of the fastest ways to get rich in the United States these days.
It's crazy, yeah.
And Bernie did it. Bernie, he sold a book. He, when you're spending millions of dollars, many millions of dollars, and you get to choose, your campaign gets to choose who you buy things from and largely what prices you pay.
That's ridiculous.
You can really help your friends out in legal ways. You help your friends out by paying too much to have these banners printed, and it's the guy you've known all your life. And
it's like a popularity contest in high school. It kind of is, but with money.
It is, and I'm sure there's...
I don't mean to cut you off, but I saw this maybe 3 days ago. There was this guy, I don't know if it was Pete, what's his last name?
Edge.
Yeah. So this guy on Reddit, he donated $500 to Pete, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yep.
And it was 3 hours before, or 3 hours after he dropped out of the presidential race. And the top comment on Reddit was like, oh shit, who's going to tell this guy? Who's going to tell him, bro? He just donated $500.
Yep. To nothing.
To his pocket.
But that's why they always say that they have suspended their campaign, because the campaign's never over.
Yeah.
The campaign still gets.
They're not suspending that money.
No, the campaign can still legally receive funds because they're going to use it later on another election, or they're going to keep paying their staff, and until the contracts run out, or there's. I don't know all the details, but and I think that a lot of what I'm saying is pretty widely known. But I always thought that Bernie was running to make a lot of money again. I'm not sure that he wants to be president. And anybody
I don't think he wants to be president. I think he has to be president. I know you're going to hate me for saying that.
How do you think he feels the sense of
I
duty?
think he's just, yes, he feels the sense of duty. He's like,
See,
this shit's fucked up.
I have a much darker view of Bernie. I think that Bernie...
You think he's just some maniacal, fucking monster?
No, not necessarily maniacal. I think that he is...
What is he, 78?
He's an old man. That sounds about right. He is... I know Joe Biden's the youngest man running on the Democrat.
What is he, 77?
Yeah. Right.
That's ridiculous, dude.
It's fun. And but I think Bernie is a practical person. And I think that he uses the rhetoric and the arguments of socialism to gain power. But I don't think that there's a lot of evidence that he believes that those would be the best policies to enact, because apparently now I've heard this in his many years, many decades in Congress, 30 years as a senator, is that right? Or 30 years in Congress. He started out as the mayor to a representative, and then
definitely,
at some point he entered the Senate. And apparently, now please correct me if I'm wrong in the notes, chat, he was able to pass 3 bills in that entire time, 3 bills that he introduced.
That's it?
And that's it. And that 2 of them were to rename post offices. And I don't know what the other one was. But we're talking about a guy who has done very, very little.
Do you think he's a virtue signaler?
So,
it's a good question.
It is. I mean,
it's a yes or no from you.
He's an older guy. Do I think he's a virtue signaler? I think that, when he said recently, he said that, Putin better stay out of this campaign. I think that, he was virtue signaling.
I can agree with
that. Bernie, I think if Bernie got elected, he would govern a lot like Bill Clinton, maybe with a little less body count. But all
right, watch what you're saying. I'm not trying to get killed. I'm just kidding, guys. So, what do you think about the coronavirus happening now? We're getting deep. We're getting deep real quick. Coronavirus happening now with communist China getting it under control, and then the U.S. having, play for pay fucking health care. And
you think that this is an effort?
I'm not thinking. I might be thinking a little something. I'm not thinking too much. I'm asking you. It's kind of...
Well, I'd say I have trouble with the scenario that this is just a spontaneous virus that came out of a natural process. I believe that I'm persuaded that the level 4 bioweapons, laboratory.
Bioterrorism is real.
That was across the street from the Wuhan wet market. Is probably the source of the virus, which can come from bats, apparently, if a bat pees on you or a bat bites you. And apparently...
Bat soup. They eat bat... Let me step in real quick. Chinese people eat bat soup because there's... I don't remember the word, but in Chinese, the way you say bat means fortune. So it's not like it tastes good. It's not like it's healthy. It's a tradition. It's a tradition that needs to fucking go.
It doesn't look very good. It's not a good look, eating bat soup.
And let me say one more thing. Bats are closer to cats, felines, than they are to rats. So, I don't know if you knew that, but now you do. So, go ahead.
Interesting.
It is. It's crazy.
So, I'm going to take the position, and of course, I'll never know, and I never have to know. But I think that the most likely scenario is lax practices in the laboratory led to the release of a virus that was not necessarily a bioweapon, was not necessarily
we won't know though.
An enhanced.
Well,
people say that there is an HIV. That there's a piece of an HIV virus that has been attached to the coronavirus to give it more human interactiveness? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
We really don't.
Yeah, we really don't. I'll never know that. And it's likely to mutate into something else.
Yeah, and hopefully into something better.
Yeah, and apparently,
or worse,
with things like SARS, the diseases mutate into something that's harmless. And we all get the disease. We all get the virus, but it doesn't cause. It's asymptomatic. It doesn't cause any problems.
Yeah.
And that's probably, we're all getting viruses all day long, every day. But just very few of them are able to.
Like, for instance, I grew up in Mississippi, and I went mud riding, fishing, got fucking hooks in my fingers, bit by fucking wild animals. My immune system's good. I'm 31, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it, but I'm worried about it on a global scale.
Yeah, but you hear all kinds of, if you want to get into pure conspiracy, we've been overdue for a culling. And if this disease was designed to take out 3% of the 80% of the population that's going to get it, well, I mean, that's not gentle. I'm just, but that's, you could say, well, it's going to help. It's going to save money for the government on Social Security when everybody over 65, when half the people over 65 get the coronavirus and pass on. Yeah. But then again, the care to take care of those people while they
it's kind of a shitty thing to say and a shitty thing to think, but at the same time, it's in the back of our minds, right or wrong.
I mean, I'm not saying that any of this is true. It's just things.
It's what we're thinking. This is just a podcast. This is, we're elaborating. We're thinking. I have another question. Did you know that George Soros owns a pathogen company in Wuhan?
No, I mean, I didn't.
You didn't know that?
I may have heard something like that. I don't know, but that's it sounds like exactly the kind of thing that
he does. I'm not going into conspiracies, but
yeah, right. I mean, that's
he
one
fucking
man.
Does.
That's one man. Maybe he went in there and released it himself, and that's not a conspiracy because it's only one guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he went.
He put on a lab coat.
I think a bat pissed on someone's arm, and they walked out the lab.
Anyway.
They went to the fucking fresh market or whatever.
Maybe they thought that they were. Maybe they did self. What do you call it? Quarantine. Maybe they did self quarantine and they thought they did it right, and they spent 14 days, without contacting anybody, and then they went shopping after they thought it was all in the clear. I mean, that's possible too.
But here's another thing. There's another virus or parasite. I don't know the correct word. It's like Cordyceps or something along those.
Prions?
No, not prions. It's like Cordyceps or something. It's basically this pathogen or this virus or this just straight parasite that gets in like a cricket's or an ant's brain, and it makes their body literally jump to find the nearest water. I wish I can know the name of that. I mean, I could look it up, but
there are parasites that get into the host and make the host behave in a way that will take the parasite down the next stage of its life where it will do best. So, there's the pathogen that convinces mice not to be afraid of cats, and then the next phase of the parasite's life is in the gut of the cat. So. And there's spiders that do things like that.
He is right. What is this fucking parasite called? Parasites brainwash grasshoppers into death dive. It's basically they infect the host. They take over their body and they literally make them jump into water to drown themselves.
And so that's why people are voting for Bernie Sanders?
Do crickets vote for Bernie Sanders? I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that.
That's actually...
I'm trying to figure out that exact word.
Believe. And there's, the cat ladies get the virus that makes them...
That is called...
Make them want to stay in a dark house full of cats.
That is called... I'm drunk. I can't think of the word. But when a cat lady gets so many cats, they piss in the litter box, and the fumes from the litter gets out, and the parasites get in it, and that's why cat ladies keep getting more cats, because this fucking parasite has infected their brain.
It's very famous. It's very well known.
Yeah, but a lot of people deny it. They're like, that's not real. Of course it is.
Know.
Why are there cat ladies?
Is it a conspiracy theory? I mean, is it a... I don't know. I just kind of thought that it was something that medicine, the research...
Let me look that up. I'm sure I can find it.
It's hard to see.
Cordyceps. I think Cordyceps is the name of that.
I've never heard of a cordyceps.
I think that's the name of the tiny worms.
How about the release of all of the refugees from Turkey flooding, or that potentially could flood into Europe, and then Greece? Apparently, Greece and Bulgaria are holding the line. And so,
yeah, apparently Greece is like, what, not doing it. They're just not fucking putting up with it.
Yeah, they say that Greece is holding the line, and they have a new government that is not into just open borders. But
dude,
Bulgaria is not as committed to the cause. Apparently, the speculation that I've heard is that Bulgaria politically is more likely to cave to the pressure and allow millions of migrants from Syria.
So have you heard about the thing where the migrants are literally flipping their boats over and like pretending that they're drowning so the Coast Guard can come pick them up? Have you heard that?
I've heard of that idea.
Yeah. Well, that just happened, and their fucking baby drowned.
Yeah.
Their baby drowned.
Yeah. Human
That's
shield.
so stupid.
It wasn't their baby. Did they just hire it?
I don't know.
Did they just rent a baby or steal the baby?
I don't know.
And I think that's something.
That's sad either way.
I know, but that is something that people see photographs of an adult with a child, and naturally one thinks parent and child.
Yeah, of course.
And that
mother, daughter, mother, son.
That,
yeah, of course.
Creates a vulnerability for a human smuggler to kidnap a child.
Yeah.
And get a free ticket to where they're going.
That's crazy to...
No, it's very dark, and I think a lot of...
I wouldn't say it's crazy to think that way, because we're not really thinking that way, but they are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, they're people in desperate situations for a lot of different reasons.
I mean, I'm not necessarily blaming them, but that's some extreme measures, Mm-hmm. And as far as what we were talking about earlier, as far as the cat lady shit, it's called... The disease is called Toxoplasmosis.
Yeah.
That's where the fucking shit gets in your brain and makes you want to get more cats. It's pretty crazy.
It's a damn shame.
It's
good for the cats, I guess.
Alright, so we'll cover a couple more topics, and then we'll go ahead and head outside, maybe open this new thing I got in the mail.
Well, I'll bring up I don't know if you heard the Ninth Circuit overturned the stay in Mexico policy.
No. Go ahead and elaborate. I don't know what that means.
The stay in Mexico policy, was keeping 60,000+ South American, and I guess maybe some Mexicans.
What I did hear was Mexico was joining the U.S. to keep Central America from even coming. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and this is all part of that, because Trump had said we're going to put a 5% tariff, which would be very bad for Mexico. And so the Mexicans put the army, something I've heard the number 28,000 soldiers along the border who keep people from crossing illegally. Now, I don't know how much success they're having. I don't know. But if someone is caught, then now the policy is to put them back in Mexico and have them wait for their sanctuary hearing, right?
Even if they're from Central America?
Right, exactly, because they are already in a safe country. So they don't have...
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, if they want sanctuary, if they have to run out... what are they called? They're called...
choosing beggars?
Well, anyway, all the treaties say that the first safe country you enter is where you have to stay. Yeah, asylum. So the asylum seekers, when they cross into America,
you can't choose asylum.
What do you mean?
That's stupid. This asylum's not good enough. I need another asylum. It's stupid.
Right.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like,
so there were 60,000 Mexicans or South Americans in Mexico on the border in holding places in Mexico. And then the Ninth Circuit, 2-3, there was a 2-3 decision, and they said that was illegal for reasons. And so then all these South Americans were like getting ready to come up to the border, and then somebody whispered something into these judges' ears, something like, "Well, what about coronavirus? Or what if they all come at once? That's a lot of people." And so they put a stay on their own order. So the policy is still in force, even though it's been over.
Damn.
Yeah, and so that's interesting to me. Like, what persuaded these guys?
Well, damn.
To do that, and it's not clear at all.
I don't know. A lot of things are not clear about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say, rough estimate, we have, hate me for this, love me for this, I don't give a fuck. We have at least 5,000 cases in America.
Oh, well, there's thousands of cases we're never going to find out about.
Exactly. We're going to find out.
No, because a lot of them are asymptomatic and are mild. I mean, I could very well have been exposed to the coronavirus. I've had the sniffles for a little while, and it is for a large percentage, maybe half the people that get it, half the adults that get it. It's like a mild.
Yeah.
It's
mild,
not a big deal.
little to nothing.
And the percent, in the smaller and smaller cases, but they say 20% are going to need respiratory.
You're right, oxygen. But the thing is, it's not about how intense it is, it's about how contagious it is. Both. And it's both. You're right. The regular influenza is very much more deadly, but coronavirus is it is. We lose 17,000 people a year in America alone.
The flu is already, or every year the flu travels the entire globe. If this coronavirus traveled the entire globe, so the mortality rate from the flu is somewhere around 0.02%.
Yeah, it's low. That's what I just said.
But the
coronavirus is so much more contagious. You can be fucking.
Also, it has a higher kill rate. The coronavirus has a kill rate like maybe 2 or 3%.
That's correct.
Which is 100 times or 50 times as deadly as the flu. Well, once every decimal point is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And if you move that decimal point 3 times,
yeah, you're fucking with numbers at that point. You're fucking with some numbers at that point.
That's a culling. Yeah.
Some experts are saying that the coronavirus might become a annual thing, and I really hope it won't. But if it does,
if it just joins the flu,
it could. It could mutate into whatever it fucking wants. It might. It might.
And whatever the flu is always very dubious.
Yeah,
it's a very poorly defined thing.
It's a piece of shit, man. Eat your fucking lemons. Eat your limes. Eat your oranges.
Yeah, stay healthy.
Get your workout. Do you want to say anything before we go? You want to
avoid excesses. All things in moderation, especially moderation.
All things. All right, we're gonna open this real quick, and then we're gonna go. I got a unboxing little thing. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got in here. Oh, what's that? Casablanca.
Nice.
Damn, that's like a hard shell case, man. Whew. Smells good.
Does it smell like plastic?
Smells like history.
Solvents.
That was
sweet. Play it, Sam.
$3 online, free shipping. All right, me and James, we're gonna head out, and we'll see y'all next time on Corey's Cave Chatter.
Hit a like.
Y'all be good. Holla at your boy.